Have you been suffering with the intensity of the energy that is coming at us? And the shifts and the constant evolution of back and forth and trying to figure out where to ground ourselves, where to root ourselves. Having let go of the past so many times, different parts of ourselves, different timelines and experiences that taught us so much, and having to let go, and it just feeling like it's Groundhog Day, constantly having to revisit, look at it, let it go, learn from it. And it just feels like you make moves and you make gains, and then it's like, oh, and you're never quite sure how much further forward you're going as opposed to backward. And yet you can feel it, you can sense it, that we're on this precipice. We're always on this precipice of incredible transformative change. And as we've talked about so many times, change is so uncomfortable and so necessary for growth, for evolution, to become. Hi, and welcome back. It's February 9th, 2026. And what a ride we're all on. The energy is shifting and changing and morphing and just coming at us, and we're having to find ways to ground ourselves, to learn and understand the messages and signs, synchronicities and symbols that are being delivered in each one of our soul paths to help us understand and connect to deeper meaning and purpose. And if you're one of those people, then you're definitely feeling it. And there's so many people who pretend like it's not impacting them. And maybe it isn't. Maybe they're so detached and dissociated from their energetic experience that right up until the last minute, they're going to resist it. But mark my words, no one is immune from what the universe is delivering. So you might as well ease into it and just allow whatever is coming to take root. Last night I took the dogs out and we went, I don't know, around 5:30ish, and it's of course already dark, and I could see this pulsing in the distance in the sky, and it caught my attention, and so I started to record it. And it was fascinating because it was so bright, and as my phone was trying to focus in on it, it couldn't, but as it adapted, it would change color and it would swirl, and it was beautiful. It was lovely, and it stayed in the same spot for over 35 minutes. It never moved. Actually, it never moved even when we left. And And I was just so struck by it. It was so peaceful. It was so rhythmic. And it's as though you were being drawn in and comforted. And I found that as I watched it with my lights off and just listening to the dogs run, just a sense of peace and calm just washed over me. And in trying to see what it was or understand what it was, I know that Sirius, a star that is the closest to Earth, I believe, and that it's way hotter than the sun, that's why it's so visible to us, often performs like this. This is how we can see it with our naked eye, and with, of course, phones and technology, we can see it even more. And it just felt like this reassurance that everything is okay. It's working as it's meant to work. It's unfolding as it's meant to unfold. And whatever happens next is also meant to be. And that this looking up and being in nature and feeling that reassurance that nature continues to exist is just this sense of grounding that we all need. And really pulling in and tying in all of our signs, symbols, and synchronicity, and noticing the things I've been showing in my videos that are available to us. Instead of focusing in on everything that's going wrong, of course, deal with it. Speak your truth. Step into your power. All of those things. And refuel yourself. Balance yourself. Ensure that you are coming from a place that isn't depleting, that you were strong and powerful, healthy and well, and speaking from a place of authenticity and faith. And so I left last night feeling a totally different sense of what's to come. And that felt really good. And so seeing this last night and believing that it was serious or whatever it could be, it couldn't be a plane, wasn't moving, not a satellite, same sort of thing. It's very commonplace to see Sirius in our skies because we have very clear skies for the most part. And it's just another piece to remind us to really pay attention to the things that we are seeing and experiencing, and not what's being delivered to us. Because you don't know the difference between what is manufactured and what is not. And so really tuning in to what you are sensing and feeling and knowing from a place of firsthand experience, rather than someone else's account, a faceless, emotionless being speaking to you and you take it as gospel. And taking all of the different messages and lessons that you have learned and integrating them into your life requires you to see them, to understand them, to accept them, to embrace them. Not to dismiss and focus in on what you perceive as problems, but to accept and recognize that so much more is going on than you ever imagined, than you were ever allowed to imagine. But with the box that we've been held in, where our consciousness was held at ransom in exchange for our existence, or so we thought. As that box has dissolved and fallen away, we realize how much more there is for us to experience and to co-create on a different level and a timeline. New beginnings, the birthing of all that ever was imagined for life in this realm, timeline, experience. It doesn't matter what you call it. People get so caught up on the semantics of things that have zero meaning or value. What you call source, creator, God, whatever. There's no disrespect, because a source of all that isn't in a place or a realm or a time that doesn't exist where it has to be identified. It just is what it is. And so should you be. And taking You good puppy? Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone. And until next time, stay safe, stay connected, and we'll see you really soon. Bye.